Welcome to the show. I'm your host Dan Young, and you're probably wondering where I've been. Well, you remember the last episode we mentioned our XD17 Developer Roadshow? Well, that's where I've been. I've been on a world tour, but now I'm back, and let's see what we have in store today. I'm going to be doing a roundup of XD17 Roadshow. I'll be speaking with McD right here live in Wellington. He's one of the development team leads based here in the API team. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about the special announcements that we made, and also at the end we'll go and have a chat with our friends at Expensify. Alright, so whirlwind tour for me, about 28 days worth from July 25 right up until August 28 when I came back to work. We went to 6 locations: Melbourne, Auckland, Wellington, San Francisco, London and Singapore, and I threw in Bali for a week as well. Bit chaotic, but you know, throwing a holiday, why not? But yeah, highlights for me: crowd engagement. The attendee rate was huge. It's fantastic. All the locations went really, really well. It was very successful. Low lights, not enough beer, too much pizza. That's all I got. But another highlight I'd like to talk about, I've got McD here to talk about the Wellington Roadshow. He was our proxy developer evangelist. He's a development team lead here. McD, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, sir.
Excellent. So, tell me, what was unique about the Wellington Roadshow, do you think?
The fact that we had the dev team presenting all of the talks and the demos, that was really cool. We had Vanessa demoing webhooks, which is something that we've been working on for a long time. Phil presenting some cool Alexa and AWS demos. That went really well.
Awesome. So, whole thing went well. How did you feel, your first evangelist role at Xero? How do you think it went?
Yeah, I think it went really well. I enjoyed it. It's always interesting doing something for the first time, but lots of support from the team, amazing turnout from the community. Those things together made it a really good experience.
Now, you did tell me on the night, you're a seasoned veteran, everyone should know. Stephen's a seasoned veteran of this sort of stuff, but you still get a little bit of the nerves before?
Yeah, it never really goes away. I call it nerves, some people call it excitement, but yeah, I think it's a healthy level of respect for the event.
Totally, no, good call. Okay, and so what do you reckon, like, the number one thing that people will take away from the Wellington Roadshow?
I really hope it was the webhooks demo. It's something that people have been asking for a really long time, something that the team has put a lot of work into. And although the demo gods weren't kind to Vanessa at the start, they relented and her demo went flawlessly at the end, which was great.
Yeah, it was just super cool to see everyone up there presenting, especially like Vanessa, because I know she's super technical. Well, they're all super technical, and this is something that she really enjoys but hasn't done it for a while. So It was cool to see her get back into that. All right, well, thank you, McD.
All good.
Now, we know the content of the Roadshow is mainly focused on our hackathon called XDHax. So instead of hearing from me, how about we hear from me? Welcome to XDHax. You're here with Dan from the Dev Platform team at Xero, and welcome to XDHax, our Virtual Developer Challenge. The remit: create an amazing app using cloud technologies to benefit small businesses. Easy stuff, isn't it? We're going to be running this from July 25 to October 16 and announcing the winners on the 1st of November. The categories: Best New Integration, Best Enhancement to an Integration, Best Open Source Project, and also the most innovative use of the Xero API. Prizes include $5,000 of AWS credits for each of the winners in those categories. It's super exciting. Here's why you should take part.
Make an impact, learn something new, and have fun. Challenge yourself to make something valuable.
It's a no-brainer, to be honest.
Build a sweet app and get it showcased to more than 1 million Xero customers.
And you'll get a lot of AWS for your bundle. What else are you going to do in between Game of Thrones episodes? Sit on your couch, stroking your cat, pretending you're Khaleesi, Mother of Dragons? Get your keyboard out and write some code.
So, sign up today at xdhax.devpost.com. Everyone who signs up who is eligible will get $500 worth of AWS credits through the AWS Activate program. It's super slick, really, really cool. We also have a cool Slack channel, so you'll get the invite once you register, and you can talk to us about your app or get support from us, whatever you need. So the question really is, why wouldn't you? I could do Carlton. So, being away for a month, you might think that my job just stops. If you do think that, you would be wrong. I can use apps to do whatever I need to do. For example, one-on-ones with my boss, I just use the 15.5 app. If I want to check new recruits when I'm recruiting for new roles, I just check the job bite app. If I want to go somewhere, I use an Uber or take a Lyft. That integrates with our expense system. Brilliant. All of these apps allow me to get all of these manual things done and make my life easier so I can do all the things that I love doing. I don't need to worry about all this other stuff. That's kind of what the ecosystem is about, right? It helps you do whatever you love to do and why you got into business in the first place. So I reckon when you're away, probably the biggest annoyance, the most annoying thing is expense claims. All those receipts, man, what a manual process. But our June App Partner of the Month begs to differ. We have Sydney talking to Matt from Expensify. They have a direct integration with Xero. Let's see how they do.
Well, Matt, thanks for taking the time to sit down with me and talk about Expensify. Now, for the one or two people out there on the planet that haven't heard about Expensify, why don't you tell us what you guys do and
Sure.
what your role is?
Yeah, so I'm with Expensify. We do expense reports that don't suck. The basic idea is instead of all the manual processes of handling expense reports like taping receipts, faxing it in, filling out paperwork, waiting weeks to get your reimbursement, our idea is you just pull out your phone as soon as you get the receipt, snap a picture, and then we'll front the money into your bank account the next day. No paperwork, no filling out forms, everything's super easy, automatically export to Xero. It couldn't be easier than that. And so with Expensify, I'm the Director of Engineering, and I also run infrastructure and operations. It's been here about 6 years.
Wow. So I'm always curious, there's always new technology coming into the world, whether it's a new framework or a new gadget. What's making you happy lately?
So I'm a pretty big Android guy. I think that there's always been this component, maybe going back to the TI-85 calculator, of building things that work in my hand. And so Android has been really fun for me to play with. I just recently got the Pixel C, which is the Android equivalent of a tablet. And it's, I travel a lot for work. Luckily I have Expensify and it makes traveling pretty easy. But the Pixel C has been my favorite toy at the moment. It's just super fun, super easy to use, really engaging, good battery life. So big fan of the Pixel C.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. I haven't played with that. I'm an iPhone guy, but it's okay.
You'll come around.
We'll still be friends.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Cool. So Expensify, you guys do something a little unusual. It's called offshoring, and I've heard about it, but I want to hear it from an actual person who's experienced it. Tell us the story about this.
So I've gone on about 5 offshores now, maybe even 6. They kind of all blur together as the fun adventures tend to. But the idea is 11 months out of the year, we're all based out of our home offices. So I'm based out of Portland. We're here in our San Francisco office. And we have offices scattered all throughout the world. In Europe, we have a couple. We have one in Australia. We have people on the East Coast of the United States. And at the end of the day, we're all still one big family. And so 1 month out of the entire year, we bring everyone together to one location, usually a third world country or something a little bit more budget friendly that's easy for people to get to. And we all just work together for a month out of coffee shops, out of hotels, out of parks, gazebos, whatever it is. And we all just work together for 1 month. And this is great for the engineering team because we're normally scattered everywhere across the world, that to have an opportunity to actually work with different people who might be based in Berlin and learn their coding habits and their coding experiences and have them mentor some of the junior people, it really adds a lot of value to the organization and helps ensure that people's names are actually associated with their faces and the experiences that person has. And it's just it's a win-win. And we get to explore the world, so it's not so bad. One of the more fun things we did was off the coast of Thailand in Railay Beach. There's this bioluminescent plankton right off the coast of the water. And there was this night where we all had worked throughout the day. went and had a really great dinner, and then we all just ran into the water. And like you're with all of your coworkers in Thailand, and as you're moving through the water, like the water's just lighting up and glowing.
Yeah.
And it was just one of the most magical experiences of my entire life. And I got to do it with the people I work with, so that's not so bad.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So join a startup, have amazing transformative lifetime experiences, and see the world.
Yeah.
That's Expensify.
That's Expensify, and solve a real problem for people. That's not so bad.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, this has been great, Matt. Thank you so much for joining us today. And back to you, Dan.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Sid. I know you're both busy men, so thanks a lot for getting that interview across the line for us. If you'd like to hear more from Expensify, go and check them out at XeroCon this year. They'll be at all the locations. Go and say hi, learn a bit more about their product, and also go and see the other exhibitors in the hall as well. Make some friends and learn some new things. Should be great. Well, that's all the time we have left for this episode, team. So remember, subscribe, like, retweet, and share all of that good stuff. So this is Ground Control to Major Tom signing out. Say hi to your motherboard for me.